Valentine's Day means different things to different people. For some, it's roses and romance. For others, it's memories, questions, or quiet longing. Today's episode isn't about perfect love stories. It's about real love, the kind that heals, the kind that grows, and the kind that starts with the truth. Whether you're married, single, healing from heartbreak, or learning how to love yourself again, this space is for you. No pressure, no pretending, just honesty, grace, and the reminder that love is still possible. So take a deep breath, set your heart down for a moment, and let's talk about love. What is it? What isn't it? And how it meets us right where we are. Girl, my little picture didn't want to go away.
I see. I was waiting. I'm like, any minute now, in a minute.
Hey, sis.
Hey, sis.
Hey, honey. How you doing?
I am good.
Good. Me too, honey. Shoot, we just been kind of relaxing, honey. I started feeling a little under the weather a little bit a couple of days ago. So I'm like, you know what?
That's all the climate changes you've been through, honey.
Girl, I'm trying to tell you. Look, in a month, I've been to 3 different states. So yeah, you're right.
Yes.
And the weather's been crazy. So I'm like,
and all of them.
And girl, and it started out with Kansas.
Right.
Lord, then I go to Colorado. Then Arkansas. I'm like, boy, let me sit myself.
Oh, that's some different weather.
For a minute. Right, girl. But other than that, sis, you good, baby? You ready for tonight?
I'm ready.
Girl, me too. Who we got joining us tonight, or tuning in, should I say? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
And welcome to the Unlimited You Show.
Right.
Unlimited You Show.
A few minutes.
And Audra.
Right.
I just came up with that.
Right. Welcome to the Unlimited You Show.
You know, we're going to get a beat. Right. Hey, mother, how are you?
Right. Hey, mama, how you doing, honey? I don't sound like too loud, do I, sis?
No, you don't. You actually went low just now.
Oh, I did? Okay. Let me go on and adjust it back then. Good evening, mother. How you doing tonight, honey? Who else we got tuning in tonight? Listening in. Tonight's gonna be pretty fun. What'd you say, baby?
I don't see nobody else on Facebook.
Okay, let me pull up YouTube real quick too.
I got YouTube too, just mine now.
Okay.
Our top fan, honey.
Right. That's right. Shoot. Mama said I am blessed and loved. I know that's right, Mama. Yes, Mama. That's right. Look, I am blessed.
This is gonna bless you tonight, honey.
Talking about. I know that's right. Okay, so I have YouTube up as well, sis, so I can see what's going on there. Also, I gotta figure out how to go live on Insta as well. So I'm gonna work on doing that as well. See if we can go live on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll work on that as well. Yeah. But anybody else, how y'all doing tonight? Everybody have a wonderful Valentine's Day.
Yeah, type us, let us know how your Valentine's Day went.
Right. I call it our extra love day.
It is an extra love day. A bonus love day. How about that? Not an extra, bonus love day.
Bonus love day. Yeah, I like that. bonus because we're supposed to be sharing love every single
every
day.
day.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
It's
why
just a bonus day.
bonus day, girl. You get the extra love.
Yes.
Yes, I love it, love it, love it. We'll give them just a few more moments, honey, and then we'll get into our topic tonight. As you guys see, it's not a surprise tonight what we're going to be talking about love lessons, and it's going to encompass just a couple of different things, different topics that we wanted to kind of hit on tonight, touch on tonight. With it being they call the February the love month, and people there'd be a lot of controversy around that, sis, because people be talking about, well, February is not the only love month, and and it's like, yeah, but that's the February Valentine's Day is the day that many people out loud will show and share their love for their loved ones. So it's okay. And that's why I said out
February
loud.
is so much, February have a lot going on to be the shortest month.
Yeah,
It
and
has
Black
a
History
lot.
Month.
It's Black History Month. It's, Valentine's, it's Mardi Gras, it's all kinds
Right.
of. So it's the shortest month, but we celebrate a lot. It's President Day and all that good stuff. But
Girl.
yeah, February, people can say what they want, but I mean, yeah, we give love every day. Every month is a love month, but
Right.
February in society has picked February the 14th to recognize love.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
And I love it. Ever since I don't know about you, sis, but ever since my babies were babies, little, toddlers, all the way till today, every year I've gotten them Valentines,
Yeah.
every year.
We do it.
And me and my baby girl was talking yesterday about she she was like, I just expect it. I just do, because that's what you've done all of our lives, and I remember Jeremy was telling, she said she told Austin that as well. Watch, when they first got together, watch my mom every year, she brings us Valentines every year, like clockwork. And Jeremy would say the same thing, when him and Shayla were together. He was like, watch, my mom, she'll be here. When she get off from work, she's gonna come and have our Valentine's gifts. He was like, might be a bear, might be both some candy, a card or something, but it's
They're
something
gonna
just
get something.
they gonna get something. And
And
so
and that's good that our kids expect that. Our kids, and I'm speaking for both of us because we're pretty much the same. But our
right.
kids know they get throughout the year, but they know on Valentine's Day they're gonna get that little extra. They're
Come
gonna
on.
get. They know, like, oh, you didn't get me nothing for Valentine's Day. What's going on?
Right.
They expect it, because that's what we got them accustomed to.
Come on. Absolutely. Yeah. And I I had to, just kind of remind my husband, the importance of some of these holidays. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you've been solo for a long time. But look, let me tell you something.
Now we back.
It's
So
different.
that being said, I'm gonna need you to get on the boat. Yeah, come on. Look.
Right. But he did good, sis. You'll be proud of your brother this year. He did really good. I was like,
Yeah, my
praise
brother
the
did.
Lord.
I know he
Look,
did.
because you that man there, Lord. But we're glad y'all tuned in tonight to listen to what we're going to be speaking about tonight. Just this conversation, just really fun, but real.
Yes.
So, since I'm gonna bring this first topic out, we're gonna hit 3 different topics tonight, you guys. And we just pray that you guys are blessed, because me and my sis were sharing, and they blessed us just the topics. So we'll talk about first redefining Valentine's Day when you're single, waiting, or healing, or all at the same time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Single, waiting, or healing? Sis, go ahead. Let's talk about it. Redefining Valentine's Day when you're single, waiting, or healing.
So, I'm just gonna speak for me. Back in the day, right, when I was single and I was healing and I was waiting,
Right.
Valentine took on a whole different meaning for me, because you so used to being with somebody or in a relationship to where you expect like, oh, this year I'm not getting nothing. I ain't with nobody, I'm hurt. You know, what is Valentine's Day gonna look? And then you become bitter, right? Because you're like, oh, whatever. I ain't waiting for no Valentine's Day, da da da, whatever. But in that season, because I was, by myself a couple of Valentines before I got with my husband. But in that waiting period for him and me being single and I'm healing, I redefine Valentine's for me. I self-loved.
Come on.
I care for myself. I was my Valentine's, you know what I mean? So for me it was like I don't need a man to make me feel special because I'm special anyway. So my Valentine's was me and I my kids. I would get them stuff and we'll have our little dinner and whatever. And that was my Valentine, spending with my kids. And
Come
if
on.
my kids wasn't with me or they were with their dad or whatever, I would take me out, or I would cook me a dinner. So, you know, I'm glad they have like Galentine's Day now,
Come
which
on.
is good because we didn't have that back in the day. But, for a lot of single women get together and they have a Galentine's Day. And I think that is special because who says Valentine's Day have to be just for you and your mate? It
Come on.
can be you and your friends. You know what I mean? So when I saw that and I started seeing Galentine's coming up, I was like, you know what, that's pretty cool, because my friends could be my Galentine's,
Come on.
because they're my girls, my Galentine's. So I think, I love the way society have evolved and don't make it just more about couples. They bring in,
Right.
friendships into it and people, because a lot of people who do Galentine's are single,
Right.
and then you have the married women who comes together for Galentine's,
Come on.
So it's a mixture of everything now, just not just you and your spouse. So I like that part because like I said, when I was single and I was healing and I was waiting, I used to be bitter about Valentine's at in the beginning. And
Right.
then I learned how to like, you know what? I don't need a man for Valentine's. I'm my Valentine's. My kid's my Valentine. You know what I mean? So yeah,
That's good, sis. And I love how you kind of threw that little self-care, self-love in there. I love that
yeah,
because that's that's what it's about. And I'm glad she touched on, single women, married women. We do the Galentines. I absolutely love those, and it took me years, sis, like you talk about the self-love and what that really looks like. Love you. You know what I'm
right.
saying? On that like sister, that bonus love day, take you out.
Yeah,
And go and enjoy you again and really understand what you like to do. And
exactly.
love on you. And I absolutely love that because I had to do that. I think, shoot, it was probably, sis, my first time taking myself out by myself to a restaurant was, girl, probably about 6 years ago. I took myself out for the first time by myself.
I remember that because we used
You
to talk
remember
about
that?
that all the time.
Yeah,
And I was like,
girl,
sis, it's okay to go out by yourself. And you was like,
girl,
girl, that's gonna feel fun. I said, girl, that's the best thing. You should try it. And you did. He's like, since I tried it, and you were so right. That felt so good. Cause and
yeah,
it's so funny that she said that, guys, because I remember it so clear. We used to talk about it all the time. And I was like, sis,
yeah,
sometimes you got to go out by yourself. That's the best thing. And it was in a time where she was waiting.
yeah.
She was single and waiting. She was already healed, but she
Come
was
on,
single and waiting. And I was like, sis, that way when you whoever you meet, you know what you like. You know what you want. So if you date yourself, then when you find that person, you can tell them exactly what you like. And so many of us don't, sis. Like, we don't know what we like because we never dated ourselves. We never went to the movies by ourselves. We never went to dinner by ourselves. We never did anything by ourselves. So how could we tell
Right.
someone when we get in a relationship, this is what I like, because you never did it yourself? I think when we get in relationships and we haven't dated ourselves, we get into that cliche of, oh, I like the movies and I like to go out to eat. Well, where you like to go? Oh, I don't know, just out to eat. Because you don't know, because you never dated yourself.
Come on.
So when that
There
person
you
take you
go.
out to eat, you'll do it, but then you'll go back and tell your friends, he took me here. I ain't really like that. Well, you just said you wanted to just eat. So how would he know exactly where to bring you if you don't know exactly where you want to go?
Right. Girl,
So
come
yeah,
on. You sure right. Yeah, and I mean I knew where I liked to eat, but it was always with somebody else. Whether it was with, when I
exactly.
was married prior, or it was with my kids, when I was dating, you know what I'm saying? I knew
Hmm.
where I liked to go, but I was like, let me go and experience this, for myself. And it,
Right.
like you said, I was healed, I'm single, but I was waiting, and I told my baby girl, because she was like, where you going? And I said, girl, I was at the restaurant first. And then I called her when I was sitting at the table. Because since and just to tell you, so for some of you guys that have not experienced that, it will feel awkward at first.
Hmm.
It will. Because when I went in there and I was like, they said, how many is in your party? I said, one. Girl, it's like, just one. just one. And then she's like, okay, come on. But I had my book, and I was gonna read a little bit and have me a little meal. And I sat down at the table, and there was, people on the sides of me, and I felt kind of weird that I was sitting there by myself. And then that's when I called my baby girl, and I'm like, okay, I talked to her for a little bit so it wouldn't feel awkward with me sitting there in silence by myself, right?
Right.
And so I got off the phone with her, and she was like, okay, you trying to be grown, going out by yourself. I said, girl, yes, I'm experiencing this. I have to do this, right? And so I got off the phone with her, and I sat there and, ordered my little food. And the waitress, she was like, hey, girl, I see you, and I was like, okay. And I didn't even know what she was talking about, but I was reading, I had my little book, and how your sister is. So I was sitting there, and she was like, I see you. And I said, and I see you. You know what I'm saying? Because she was basically telling me, okay, I see what you're doing. You
Checking you
know,
out.
I'm checking you out.
Exactly. You said something was so key. And guys, when you date yourself and you go out by yourself, sis, you said the key word. It is gonna feel awkward because of the silence. But that's what you want. You want the
Yes,
silence. You want that time because that's your self-reflecting time. And you could bring a book like my sis, or you could just, order your stuff and just sit there in silence. And as you sit and you scan the restaurant and you be like, you know what? It feel awkward, but then it makes you self-reflect. Like,
come on.
I'm here, but why am I here? Like, what am I trying to get out this experience? And then
Yes,
you could dialogue with yourself. I mean, don't look like you're crazy, but you talk to yourself in your head, and you start enjoying it. You sip your little wine, you eat your meal, and you be like, dang, this nice.
right.
I like the peace, I like the quiet. I
Oh,
can read my book, or do whatever. And it is so wonderful, guys, to just be in complete silence.
come
Because I'm
on.
sure after you got off the phone with my niece, it was silent. It was your time to reflect, even though you had your
Absolutely.
book. And you said you looked around the restaurant, but it was confirmation when the waitress said, "I see you."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure that you wasn't the only person that she seen come in there to do that. But
Right.
not to be, stereotyping it out, but it's very rare for Black women to do that.
Come on. And by ourselves.
And by
Yeah.
ourselves, we feel like, oh, if I can't go to the restaurant by myself because people want to think I ain't got nobody, and I'm
Come
just,
on.
no, it is okay. I'm married, and sometimes I go eat by myself.
Come on.
because that's my time. You know what I
Yes.
mean? That's my time to be with me and date me because and that's another thing when you in a relationship, still go date yourself because you don't want to get caught up in, oh, I'm married or I'm in a relationship, and then you lose yourself because you
Come
don't
on.
date yourself anymore, right? Or go with your girls. Hey, let's go. You remember we used to have girl nights. We used to go to the movies and eat and, go do little
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's your bonding time with your females, with your girls. And it's so beautiful, because y'all can laugh and y'all could, have fun and, it's just freedom, no bondage, no expectations. It's just
Come on.
me and my girls hanging, you know
Yeah.
and it's really rewarding. So yeah.
I love it. Yeah. And I look, because I don't, I think my baby girl, I think she finally took herself to eat by herself now since then. But I told
Hmm.
her, baby, you got to experience it. It's nothing like it. It's so peaceful. Like you said, it's peaceful. And then, you just start thinking, and just loving on you. I
Right.
put my little book down, and then I actually started talking to the neighbors because they initiated a conversation with me. And I was like, hey, they was like, how you doing? You sitting here, you chilling, huh? It's like, yes, yep. It was two guys. And I said, yep, I'm chilling, sitting here enjoying my little lunch. Y'all good? And just had a little conversation with them, and they finally was eating. I ate my little meal, and just sitting there, just it was really nice. So, when we say redefine, um, not just Valentine's Day, redefine love for you. What does
Hmm.
that look like? And even if you freshly divorced or you out of a relationship, same thing. And actually that's a part of the healing journey. If you're not healed, you
Right.
do whatever it takes to get yourself to a place or do things for you that you love for yourself. I shoot, as in my single season, now oof, I went back to painting. I was, writing, I've always been a writer, a
Right.
writing, you know, just different things that I would do that I had to remember that Keisha really enjoyed doing. And the main thing, sis, is I like to be by myself a
And
lot.
sis, and that's the thing. When you date yourself, that is so profound because when you are dating yourself, you're gonna realize I like me. I
Come
love,
on now.
you
Come
know.
on.
Some people don't like themselves or either love themselves. But when you start dating yourself, you be like, I like me. I really
Come
love
on.
me. I'm good company.
Yep.
And you like that peace. You be like, I like my time. This
Come
is
on.
this is my peaceful time. I don't have to answer to nobody. I don't have to check in. I'm doing me. And you will never know how it feel unless you date yourself. And then when you get with somebody, like, hey, yeah, we come together, but we also need to be apart because we are, I say two people become one. Yes, we
Come
become
on.
one, but we still an individual.
That's
So you
right.
don't get lost in who you with or, because y'all became one. You still an individual. He's still an individual. And y'all still have to do things apart to appreciate when y'all together.
Come on. Isn't that the
So
truth?
yeah, you have to because if y'all do everything together and y'all always together, where you gonna find that time to miss that person or redefine y'all love? Because then that in it, oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. That's why so many people have problems because they lose themselves in a relationship and y'all identify with each other except separately. And then that's when problems start entering the relationship because y'all getting on each other's nerves, right?
Come on.
And then it's like, oh, you nagging me or you keep hounding me for this. No, it's because y'all need that time away from each other.
Some
And you have
space.
to, yes, and you have to respect each other boundaries and space and a time away from each other. You have to respect that. And you have to allow that person that time because when they have that time, when they come back to you, it'll be that much better.
Come on. Absolutely. That's good, sis. So we touched on single, waiting, and healing. So we that's really good. And those that are actually healing, and because some people, says they Valentine's Day, or you know the bonus love day, they get really sad because
Right.
they've lost loved ones, even lost relationships they had an expectation of being with. Even with that, you guys, if there's those of you that are listening now, or those that that will listen later, even in your healing journey, discover you again, discover what you like to do, who
Mhm.
you are, so that you will be good with just you and to
Right.
like you. Sis, let me tell you something. I didn't really appreciate my single season until I got married again. Let me tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, man, I really didn't have all this other expectation and responsibilities before. I had the responsibility to make sure someone else was good. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Again. And so I said, wow, boy, I said, people that are single, embrace your single,
Embrace.
embrace your single season, love you, redefine you, what that looks like, who you are, and like you. Because then when you do get with someone, when you like you, you'll like you enough. If that person is, in your space, and you be like, you know what, I just, like sis said, separate. We need
Mhm.
some time. You do you, I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna be perfectly fine.
Right.
But if you haven't had that chance to do that for yourself, then you're literally depending on this person to be that and everything else for you.
Right.
And they cannot be.
And they can't. You have to
Cannot.
know who you are and what you want. And then it's so funny, sis, because you know, me and my husband got together 26 years ago on Valentine's Day, right? And we talked about a lot of stuff. And so with that being said, like over the years, he would bring me flowers, right? And I'm like, oh, thank you. I hate roses. I do not
Oh,
like those are not my favorite flowers,
I
okay?
love them.
I don't. I don't. So it was one year he bought me some flowers, and I was like, "Man, you buy me flowers, but I really don't like roses." And he
Right,
what flower? I like flowers. I just don't like roses like that.
right.
I had to tell him my favorite flowers like magnolias and Cali lilies, right? And he was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, well, why you didn't tell me that in the first?" I was like, "Well, I really didn't want to hurt your feelings because you was doing something nice, and that goes part of what you like, right? I knew what I like, but sometimes you're trying to spare people feelings because they're trying
right,
to, nice. So, but I learned in that, like, that first time I should have been like, oh, thank you for the flowers, but I don't really like roses, but I appreciate it. So
right,
it's so funny because it's a lot. How many times a lot of people have done that? Like people give you something that you really don't like, and they keep giving it to you because you never expressed it, and you be like, "Oh, thank you," and
right.
they're gonna keep giving it to you. It's like, I really don't like this, but I don't want to hurt. Yeah, go ahead, and it's not like you're hurting their feelings. Appreciate it, but just let them know what you like.
Come on. And the only way you know what you like is when you spend time with you, right?
Exactly. You have to date yourself. You have to spend time with yourself to get to know who you are. And that's part of redefining your love for yourself and your singleness and your healing and your waiting.
Come on. Yes. That's good, sis. I love it, honey. And we, like we said, we can share this because we walked through every season, every one of them, right? So the next one we'll talk about, sis, I think this is so good.
Yeah.
Guarding your heart without closing it.
Yes.
Mm,
That is
this is really good. Guard your heart, and it's perfectly fine. You know how many times, sis, and we've been there, where we're guarding our heart so much that we keep people out. We're trying to keep people out, but sometimes what we do, we're keeping them out, but we're not allowing them in.
exactly.
How we even know? Because we're closed off from love and from what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? So guard your heart, yes, but just ask God for wisdom, you know, and when you understand, like we said, self-love, when you really understand what you like, who you are, then it'll be easy for you to guard your heart and not be closed off. Because if you're closed off, then that means you're not even allowing anything in, any opportunity that you know that God may be presenting to you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so for the men pursue and we show we present and the men pursue, right? We present, women present themselves so the man can pursue, right? And so if you don't know what you like or whatever, you can very well be presenting yourself in, you might be
negative.
out painting. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
might be out painting, you might be out dining by yourself or with your girls or whatever, but you're doing stuff that you are doing to love you and take care of you. At the gym, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? You going, you working it out, you working on a goal. And then you're presenting, not saying, well, shoot, my intention is I'm going to the gym to find me a man. No, you going to the gym so you can be healthier. And
Right.
then in you presenting, you showing up for you, guess who looking? That opportunity may come your way. But if you're closed off, you will not see it at all. So, hey, sis, we see you. Good evening, baby.
Hey, Sister Amelia.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in, honey. Yeah, but it's so good. And I had to do that, sis, because after I got divorced, hey, baby.
She just told her way in the podcast. You said, hey, sis, she told my hey, I'm like, we're not talking about you. So she gonna make sure you know she here. So this is what happens on the podcast. You know, we have unexpected guests. We just have pop-ups.
Yeah, I'm here.
But since you want to be in the since you want to be in the podcast, here. So
you know what I'm saying? Don't sit down. Yep.
Yeah, don't sit down because we're gonna actually
talk about it.
Popped in the podcast, right?
Hi guys.
Right.
So the question we're gonna ask
so
you
guarding your heart without closing it. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, so how do you feel about guarding your heart but keeping it open?
Well, that's a tough question. So my first instinct is to always guard my heart, but at the same time, I try to leave it open enough to allow someone in enough to understand who they are. I tend to guard my heart a little bit more to where I feel like I don't let my guard down enough, which tends to cause a little bit more, I guess, issues than it probably should. So like that's my biggest thing. That's a battle that I have, and I'm working on it slowly but surely.
See, we get y'all real stuff. We get y'all real and live stuff. So there you have it. And she didn't even know she was gonna pop in on here. Okay.
She said, okay. She said, let me go before they begin to ask me another question.
You see how quick she dipped out?
I disappeared.
Yeah. But it's so true because we do guard our heart. If we've been hurt, we're gonna guard our heart, you know. And for some of us, you know, we guard our heart, even though we still want love. It's hard for us to open ourselves up for that hurt again because nobody wants to be hurt. But me personally, like I guard my heart, but I knew I wanted to be loved because I had a lot of love to give. And that's the only way that my husband was allowed to be in my space because even though I was guarding my heart, I still wanted love. And I knew what that looked like. I knew what I prayed about. And you know, y'all know my story, half of y'all some, but y'all know I almost missed it because you know it was something that was presented in this relationship that the enemy tried to make seem like it was something in my past, and it was
Right.
nothing like that. So I'm glad that I was mature enough to sit down and listen when he wanted to talk and explain,
Right.
because the enemy have a way of tricking you of, you know, things that happen in your past, and then they see this relationship going, and it's going to be God ordained, right? And the enemy is like, no, I'm going to trip this, I'm going to trip this up, I'm going to present this like it's something in the past, even though it's not. But
Right.
you have to sit back and you have to look and see what the enemy trying to do. So, and that makes you guard your heart a little bit more, right? Because that presented itself, and I put that wall back up, and then I'm like, oh
Right.
no, this ain't gonna get me like this time. But it wasn't nothing what I thought it was.
Right. Yeah, that is so good, because a lot of times is what's going on, after we've been hurt or what have you, but what's going on in your head is not always facts.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I love that's why when he says, think on these things in the word, think on these things, what's pure, what's lovely. You know what I'm saying? Because if our minds every day, I know mine do. Every day I experience some type of negativity hitting my mind. And I have to cast that junk out of my mind, like that is okay. That's
Because
not real. That's not
the enemy
true.
trying to get you back
Yeah.
sick, you know,
You know,
because nobody's perfect, okay, right? So that's what we have to understand. In a relationship, no one is perfect. We have to learn how to respect each other's opinion. We have to learn how to respect each other and value what the other person say, because everything we was taught, and they may have been taught something different, because you have to understand, you bringing two different worlds together,
come on.
and we don't think the same, so you're gonna have to navigate through how that person think, they're gonna have to navigate how you think, and y'all have to respect each other point of view. But at
Come
some
on.
point you have to come to a common ground to be like, okay, I heard what you said and I respect that, but I want you to hear how I feel, and take
Yes.
what I feel into consideration, because my feelings is valid, just
Come
like
on.
your feeling is valid. So you want me to respect your feelings, but you don't want to respect mine. It's not going to work.
Come on. Absolutely, sister. And sis hit it dead on the head, look dead on the nose right there, and really appreciating and respecting one another, because we know that we're not created alike at all. But a lot
Right.
of times we try to make people be us. And it's like, I'm not you. I'm not gonna do things the way you do it. I'm not, so, and I love that. I don't know if you remember, sis, the Gary Chapman, he wrote the book, The Five Love Languages, where
Mm-hmm.
you really understand what each other's love language is so that you can show up for them in that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they can show up for you in that way. Because like sis said, bro would bring her roses all the time. And she like, babe, I really don't like roses. That's not my flower. And
But his
eventually,
love language was gifts, right? And
yes,
he was showing up. It just was not
the
the right.
wrong thing.
Yeah, it was the wrong flower. But I appreciate the effort that he knew. She like gifts. I'm gonna,
Come
you
on,
know, but that, and I take ownership of that, because in the beginning when he first bought it, I should have stood up and
come
said,
on.
"Hey, I appreciate you doing this. I appreciate you noticing I love gifts, and flowers is a gift, but I don't like roses. So if you're gonna bring me flowers, just try to get the ones that I like."
Right. There you
You know,
go.
so
Yeah,
it's okay to tell a person what you like, because if you don't tell them, they don't know.
come
So I
on.
can't be mad because he was bringing me flowers, because I never told him I don't like roses. You
Which,
know, so you can't get mad at something you never said, right?
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
Yeah,
good. So
you
good.
just have to speak up and speak your truth. If something is not going right and something is making you feel a certain type of way, speak on it. And guess what? Don't feel bad because you're telling the person how something made you feel, and
Right.
how, what they did made you feel a certain way, because people are going to always try to turn it around on you like, well, you know, um, you said it made you feel, Danny, I didn't make you feel like that. You don't know how you made me feel.
Come
My
on.
feelings is real, and this is my perception. This is what you made me feel. You can't tell me how you made me feel. Just
Right.
like I can't tell you how I made you feel. If you tell me I made you feel a certain way, all I can do is apologize and try not to do that again.
Right. Right.
And I think that's where people get it wrong, because when people telling them, "Oh, you made me feel like this," or "You didn't value this in me," they get on the defense. And it's like, I'm not attacking you. I'm just telling you how it made me feel.
Correct. Yep. That is so good, sis. And the only way they'll know is if you talk, you open your mouth and share.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be, I mean, because a lot of times you'll be afraid to tell a person how you really feel. And sis, I don't know about you, honey, but I'm in a season where I am not afraid to tell you how I feel.
At all.
And then, it's a way that even with that being if closed off, that if that person that you're talking to, if they're not open to hear what you're saying, give it some time. Give it some time. And can we revisit this conversation? Now can you listen to hear me? Right? Hear what I'm saying. I'm not coming against you as a person, but what you said made me feel like this. And please don't make me feel like my feelings are invalid.
Right.
And don't try to tell me that is not how I feel. Or, you know what I'm saying? No, this is, I'm telling you. So that's good. So it's so important, you guys, to guard your hearts, but not be so closed off to where
Right.
you can't receive anything in.
Right.
Right? Go ahead, honey.
Said to revisit, right? If they're not receiving it at that moment and you revisit it, and then when you revisit, they're still not hearing you, they don't want to hear you, guess what? That's a red flag. Take
Come on.
heed. Because if they don't want to listen and they're not taking your feelings valid, you might want to sit back and observe that, because sometimes love will make you blind, because you love this person, and I love this person, and you want to see the good in that person. But at the same time, we get caught up in love and we miss those red signs. And that's one of the red signs. If they're not validating your feelings or how you feel about a situation, and they don't want to hear you, and they're always trying to turn it around like it's your fault, that's a red sign.
Come
Run.
on. Run. Sis is absolutely, let me tell you something. Sis is absolutely correct. And so that's the third point that we're going to talk about is we're just going to go on segue in there, red flags and green flags. So sis already brought forth, look, we already talked about one red flag. You're communicating and that person is just not hearing you, not listening, and making it seem as if you are the problem or what you're saying is the problem. Then yeah, like sis said, run. Run. You might want to reevaluate your situation, right? And then sometimes, let's just talk about some other red flags, sis, that might be presenting themselves. So when you're you're in the dating phase, or you're looking for, you're in a position, you're in a posture where you're presenting yourself. What are some things that you should not even allow? What is a red flag for? What's a red flag? Some red flags for you, sis?
You're not going to disrespect me.
Come on.
One. If you can't validate my feelings, that's another one. And if you don't treat me the way I deserve to be treated, that's a no-go. See, and the reason why I say that, guys, is because when you've been through some stuff in the past and past relationships, you know what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept. Disrespect is not one of them. I don't play the disrespect. Disrespect can come in many forms. It could come in verbal, it could come in physical, it could come in mental, everything, sexual. But and I'm all for giving people a chance, but the one thing I don't give you a chance is cheating on me.
Right.
I don't give second chances for that. Because to me, that's disrespecting me. Because if I'm doing everything I am supposed to do as a woman for you, and you go out and you step out and cheat on me, oh, we had a problem. So that's a red flag for me. Lying is a red flag
Ooh,
because I'm
girl.
always truthful to you in any relationship. I'm gonna be straight up honest and truthful. Just I expect the same thing. When you have to lie to me, is this a red flag? And trust. I have to trust you. If I can't trust you and you doing sneaky stuff and you moving different, red flags. And that's the thing about it. So it's so funny because when you get in a relationship, men can only put up a facade for I give them 6 weeks, and they're gonna start showing you who they truly are.
Come on.
Because they're gonna start off wanting to impress you and date you and do all this stuff. In 6 weeks, watch how they start maneuvering, watch how they start changing. Red flags. If they can't keep up that same energy after 6 weeks, trust me, it ain't for you.
Come on.
It ain't for you.
And sis, you talked about if they can't keep that up. That's one of my biggest things is consistency.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not consistent, we got a problem.
Right.
You
Because
know
don't
how
start something you can't finish. You like if don't start something to get somebody, you can't keep that same thing up because now you got them accustomed to getting these things and you doing these things, but then you stop doing it because you really can't afford it or you was just doing that just to get a person. Mm-mm.
even with communication, you know
Yeah.
how we've heard that term ghosting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have experienced that. And let me tell you something. That makes a person feel like, because you starting and you're engaging, you're conversating, you're talking, and then all of a sudden it stopped.
Right.
And you're like, what happened? Why are you not communicating with me? You made it appear as if, we was headed down this path, and then you just stop communicating, or you're inconsistent. You
Right.
you communicate, and then I don't hear from you for like a month,
Right.
2 months, and then good and well, I was just busy, but I love you, and this is what I want. No, you're not showing that pattern of consistency. So this is not what you want.
Right.
So that's one red flag for me, sis. And like you said, disrespect. Ooh, girl. And look, cursing at me, I will that goes in. Don't cuss at me. Don't yell at me because I am not your child.
That part.
Lying. Girl. And then being what's the word I want to use? A red flag where somebody, this term was like don't uh don't make yourself be less than you are to make somebody else feel
More.
more. You know what
Don't
I'm
let
saying?
yourself to rise somebody up.
Yeah.
So don't do that. Don't ever shrink yourself to make
Drink.
someone else feel bigger.
Come on. Come on. That's
Ever.
it right there. And it's like, and even, oh my goodness, I've experienced this too, sis, where someone that you might be, talking to, dating or whatever, and you're so full of light and they try to dim your light.
Red
Why you
flag.
have to do all that? Why you just trying to show out? You just trying to be, no, I'm me.
Right.
And don't come in my space trying to dim my light.
Right.
Because you in a season.
And it
Maybe
may
you
not even be a
hold
season.
my
It's
light
just
so
who you are.
you can shine bright again. So those are some red flags. And I think responsibility, being
Mhm.
responsible, if you're not responsible, and then I listen, sis, intimacy. I'm listening because a lot of people will think of intimacy sexually, right?
Right.
And I'm not even talking about that. Intimacy, get in my mind.
Right.
If you can stimulate my mind, by your conversation. Oh, girl, let me tell you something. Oh, we talk.
Yeah,
We
that's sexy right there.
That's grown and
That's
sexy,
sexy.
girl. Yeah, that's sexy. Because prime example. I asked. Before I got when I was in my single season, I would ask. The few options. I would ask them questions, and if it's like short to the point, short, don't have a clue, then that's a red flag for me because I'm like, you don't even know what you want.
Exactly.
Where are you going? And these are questions that we need to know. Ladies, these are questions that we need to know, even for men.
Because you
Get in the
need to
mind.
know if we're going to build an empire or we're going to
Oh,
stay in the shack. And we ain't staying in no shack.
no shack. Come on now. So that, stimulate my mind. And I'll say that all the time. Stimulate you. You can have an adult, grown and sexy conversation. You right says that's sexy. I love it. So that's lying, cheating, trust.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you name it. Red flags.
On and on with the red flags.
But the green flags.
Green flag is where people miss it at. So this is a green flag, you guys. If you're talking, just say you're talking to your sister, a friend, or somebody on the phone, right? And you be like, oh, this, and I'm just using this as an example, y'all. Oh, this, I got to pay this bill, and I don't get paid till X, Y, and Z date. And the person who they're with you give you what you need without you asking because they heard you say this, that's a green flag. And because it happened to me. My husband did that to me while we was dating. I was like, oh no, I'll do it. He was like, well, no, you need to pay it now here. And I was like, oh, I'll pay you back. You don't have to pay me back. I'm
right.
Like, green flag, like, okay, I see you, but I'm gonna give you your money back. And I tried to give him his money back, he wouldn't take it.
Right.
That's a man. If they take the money back, you might want to start looking. Yeah. Because don't give it to me if you didn't have it to give. You know what I mean? And that's what he said. If I didn't have it to give, I wouldn't have offered.
Right.
Like, oh, okay. Green flag. And we don't look at that as a green flag. We just like, oh, I know we dating, but he must want something. And
right.
No, that's not necessarily true. If a man give you something without you asking and don't expect you to pay it back, it's a green flag.
Oh yeah. Sis, and you said you said something so key. You said you looked at him like, no, I got this. I can do it. But you couldn't. Right. So that was just pride in the way. And this man that she's dating, he's offering and showing her that this is something that she will experience if she makes a decision for them to be together. For real. He gonna show up for her in that way. So yeah, girl, I had to go through the same thing. It's like, no, I got it. No, I'm good. Well, I have it.
Right. Because I was
paid because it was prideful. It was like, no, I can take care of it. And I cannot stand when people say this. I don't need nobody. Oh, but you do. We were created to be interdependent.
Come in, Shar.
Not
I like putting people on the spot, right? So Shar. What is a red flag and a green flag for you?
Yes.
A red flag for me is anybody that tends to, I don't like, what do you say, like talk about themselves? I do this, I do that.
Bragging on what they have.
What they have or what they do or what they don't do. It's like, really? Like, actions speak louder than words, so let me see it before you tell me about it.
Come on, girl, that's a good one.
That's a red flag for me.
So what's a green flag?
A green flag for me is show me. You know, I shouldn't have to ask you. You see what I'm about or what I have, what I don't have, what I do. So just kind of show me. Don't speak about it.
Come
Just
on.
green. That's a green flag for me.
Good one.
Just do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
good.
But that's a green flag for me too, girl. Look,
Bye. You start to go from a bye.
but yeah, that's truly a green flag to me.
Yeah.
We might have be having a conversation. I may not even need anything, but I'm talking about
Mhm.
different things that I might have coming up or what have you, and trying to maneuver through different things. And if I say something and you don't even offer, and we
Yes.
supposed to be talking to each other, we
Red
dating one
flag.
another, red flag.
Yes.
But green flag, if you have somebody say, what you need? Do you need anything? No. And then they just do it anyway.
That's a green flag.
Girl, that's
When
that's
they
a,
show up for
that's a
you, you
green
don't
flag.
even ask them to show up.
Show
That's a
up.
green flag.
That's a green flag. And ladies, let me tell you something. Don't be so prideful to where you don't accept any help,
Right.
because it is okay. God is using someone to bless you. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'm gonna
So,
go real deep right there because since you say something right, and it just brought me back to something my mom told me a long time ago. And you said if they offer, don't say no, don't be prideful. Because let me tell y'all something. It's men who gonna ask y'all for sex, right?
right,
And they ain't too proud to ask you. So why when they offer you something, you too proud to take it?
right,
I'm just saying. And my mama told me water ain't free, and General Motors don't run their motors for free. That's all I'm saying. So, with that being said, if they don't have a problem asking you for sex when they offer to help, why are you so prideful to not take that help?
right. So that's very, very much a green flag. Now, if you like we said, if you talking to somebody and they just literally know that there's a need and they never offer, that's another run.
Right.
Run, run.
Fast as you can.
As fast as you can, because
Because
they ain't
there's
gonna
some
show up for
men
you.
out there that they just want sex, but they're not willing to help you.
Come on.
Right? That's a red flag because if you're giving yourself so freely to somebody who can't help you or won't help you, that's not only a red flag, but that's speaking volume about your self-esteem.
Right.
And you need to raise that. And
Yeah.
you know, it's just and it's women out here. I'm gonna speak to you women for a minute. Stop taking care of a man. The Bible ain't saying woman take care of man. The man's supposed to take care of the woman. And it's okay if your spouse lose a job and in between jobs and you support. But if you got a man who just sitting on your couch, laying in your bed, playing video games all day, don't want to clean up when you got to come home, clean up, take care of the kids, cook, do all, and he just there, red flags.
Come on.
Let that go because that's not nobody who's loving you. That's somebody who's using you.
Come
Just
on, sis. And then says another green flag that I want us to touch on, and then we're gonna shut it down, right? Um, Goals.
mm-hmm.
If you talking to somebody and you ask them where what you working on, where you going, what's your goal for your life, your dreams, aspirations, you know what I'm saying? If they can break that thing down for you, that's a green flag. And you yourself need to be. I love what Mr. Brown said. He said, many of y'all have this list that you have, Become the list first. Become that list, and then you start pursuing. And I love that. And so look, I'll ask somebody in a minute, what do you see for yourself? Where you going? What you doing? What you working on? What's the vision for your life? And that's when me and Sis was talking about that grown and sexy conversation, right? Because Sis, I'll tell you something. I think I've already shared this with you before, but when me and your brother, before we even got together, I asked him, I said, what do you see? You know, what's your goals? What's your vision? You know, and I already, because we've known each other for 30 some years, right? But I needed to hear what he was going to say. And he said, well, I see us. It wasn't even a question of us. He said, I see us. This is what I be thinking about. You know, we do this, boom, 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 boom. We get back together, whatever. This is what I see for us. And I was like, I didn't ask you what you saw for us, but okay.
Because he's showing you it's not about me. We come in this, we're gonna build together. I'm not building for me and you building for you. We're gonna build together. So what I see for us meaning we're building this empire together.
Come on.
Yes. And sometimes, like you was like, I ain't tell you us, I'm telling you, but us is you.
Because we wasn't back together yet. I wanted to hear what his goal was, but he already had in his mind that me and him was going to be back together.
Exactly.
Green flag.
Exactly. Because I'm showing you this is what I want to do with you. I want to do with you. Green flag. Even though y'all wasn't back together, but he's like, I want you back. I want to build this with you. I don't want to build this with no one else. But
right.
So, green flag. So if you miss anything, y'all can go back and watch this.
Amen. I used to, but now I know better.
Right.
I know that's right, sis. Yes.
Right. So we we wrapping this up. We're gonna see you guys next time.
Yes.
If you watch this and get some things, get some just revisit what we're saying, just go back and relook, and hopefully this helped somebody today.
Yeah. For real. And then even just tool to have your tool bag for your life. So we pray that everybody was blessed. Was everybody blessed? And did y'all receive from tonight? Just a couple little topics that we wanted to talk about and bring forth. And we will be on next week with the husbands. So y'all prepare for that.
Yes.
We'll give y'all just a few moments to put something up. I know sometimes I'll end the broadcast and I'll see a message come up. So I'm like, oh, darn it. So we'll give y'all just a few moments and then we'll be done for tonight. But we wanted to say once again, happy Valentine's Day weekend. We pray that you guys, really experience. And first and foremost, I just want to bring this up really quick. The love of God is not seasonal, right? Love goes beyond Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And that's every day. And if you want to experience the true love, then you fall in love with Jesus.
Yes.
Okay? Receive him this day and fall in love with Jesus and grow your relationship with him. And then you will understand and know what love is and what it feels like. Then you'll be able to love you. And then you love somebody else. Right? So, all right. Let's see what they said, sis. This has blessed me. Glory. Amen. We're glad it blessed you, sis. Yes, I was. All right. Praise God. Thank you, Mama. Yep. We're glad it blessed y'all. But until next week, y'all have a wonderful night, sis. Any last minute? Nope. We good. All hearts and minds clear. Y'all have a wonderful night. Just relax. Remember, self-care, self-love. Take a moment to spend by yourself and discover who you are and what you love. and like you. Good night.